Hello guys, welcome back to a new video, and today I want to give you guys an update for the update that I've made before. Basically do another weekly market breakdown. However, this time we will be including the German 30 or the DXY as well. If you are new here, welcome. Please head over to the educational section where you'd be able to learn more about fundamental data there as well. Now, without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the data. Now, this time I am going to do a full breakdown from the monthly all the way down to the daily, because the last time I did the breakdown, I did not go over the monthly and the weekly, and just looked at the price action on the daily time frame there as well. Now, firstly, we're just going to go over some news. It says here the Dow Jones closed 100 points higher, S&P and the Nasdaq best week ever. We obviously know this came due to some some negative CPI readings, which was good because it shows some signs of inflation cooling down, meaning a weaker dollar index is expected. So I'm not going to go through all of that nitty-gritty stuff. Next week we've got core PPI, we've got retail sales PPI. So we can basically, what we're going to see now is we're going to see kind of like the total opposite of what we saw last year, which kind of boosts the economy, the US economy, in terms of these things in respect of as well. If you're having a bad year, don't worry, it's only been 14 days and I haven't had one take profit hit this year yet. Again, it's only 14 days, but we still got a long year to go. So it's very important that if you're out there having a bad time, just remember that consistency is measured over a period of time and not within a 2-week period, So don't give up. If you feel like trading is not for me, just do not give up. The best thing you can do for yourself is get a funded account also, because it will always open you to more potential leverage, more money, more whatever the case is there as well. So yes, so without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the technical analysis. Here on the dollar index, we can clearly see on the monthly time frame the market is basically now floating below the structural level. Once again, if you remembered, I said that I do want to see the DXY with a deeper correction to come and correct back to pre-pandemic or at the pandemic levels that it had created there as well. On the weekly time frame, clearly we can see there's still some room to the downside, giving us further confirmation that a weaker dollar is still on the cards for next week, at least for the half of next week. So we're going to use that as a target or a take profit level in the market there as well. Now on the daily time frame, we know that is where we expect the market to pull back to. Now there's no question about this happening going into next week. I do expect the dollar index to just continue this move to the downside. They go and test that previous level of support as we identified from a weekly perspective. Next up, we've got Euro USD trading at a very important structural level. However, it's clear that we still have some room over here for the market to move to the upside. And we also got the market now busy breaking above this structural level that it created from a monthly perspective there as well, giving us similar price action as we can see on the dollar index on the weekly time frame. Again, like I said, I do expect a continuation, and I do expect Euro USD to continue slightly higher, just to go and for that level. I expect Euro USD to increase because I expect a weaker dollar, but I also expect just the market to just go slightly up, and then we could potentially see a correction from there. Next up, we've got the Nasdaq 100. Obviously, if we switch over to the line chart, we can see that over here, this is the here we've got an excuse me. Here we've got a nice information. After the information, you normally expect to pull back to the neckline before the continuation to the downside. So I do expect some bullish continuation on the Nasdaq as we step into the new week there as well. Here on the daily time frame, here we can see that we don't have a structural level lining up perfectly with that structure. However, we do expect a higher Nasdaq. So I do expect the Nasdaq just to continue higher going into next week once again, and then from there, more than happy to come back and do a further breakdown based off where we are at the moment. Next up, we've got gold here on the monthly time frame. Also got some room for the market to go and test that previous level of resistance on the on the weekly time frame. We can see the market has not broken above this strong structural level that we had over here. Now this level over here acted as a strong level of support. The market broke support and it's now back to test it as resistance. Potential liquidity wipe there to the downside before we see a correction, to the downside as well. Yeah, on the daily time frame, we could see the market is currently playing at a very important structural level. Yet again, I would like for the market to go and test this. Here we had a level of resistance that got broken, back tested as support. Support did not hold. Market broke below support, so we do expect to pull it for it to come back to test it as a level of resistance once again before a continuation to the downside there as well. Now let's continue with this. So definitely gold, some bullish move to the upside there. Also, as we expected. Next up, AUD USD. Okay, well, I didn't have this on watch list, so I don't know where it's coming from. But okay, we're gonna do it in any case. So AUD USD obviously trading at a very strong structural level over here. However, we are going to we can see over here that this whole area is acting as a structural area because we've got a wick in the market there as well. For AUD USD next week, I do expect for the market again to potentially move higher, probably go and test these levels over there. Looking left, you can see I'm referring to this level over here, and then from there we could definitely expect a further continuation to the downside. Next up, we've got German 30, or the DAX, better known as the DAX 30. I still break this pair down quite a lot, but we are back where it broke out of the consolidation that I was speaking about, way back in the days. Firstly, what do we have here? We've got a market that had acted in a consolidation phase. If you ever wasted your money buying the lollipop strategy from Mr. FedStex, you would know exactly this is kind of the anticipation of what you expect the market to do after a consolidation. When the market consolidates, it's normally a period of uncertainty where investors go, okay, we don't know what to do, so we're waiting for some very important news to be released first before we make a trading decision. Think of it in this way, right? You want to buy you a game, but you wait for the game to come out, you wait for reviews, and then just before you make your decision, you decide, okay, I'm going to buy the game, or you say, no, fuck this, I don't want to buy the game. But probably have to not have used that word there, but I didn't use it out loud, so but you guys get the concept, okay? So just just to make sure that you guys understand that there as well. So now that we got that break, or the fundamental data that drove the price lower, because this is a euro stock, meaning that as we see similar price action. If you look at the Nasdaq, which is a US stock, when the Fed started hiking interest rates, we saw the dollar index, the Nasdaq, drop in value. When the euro, when they started hiking interest rates for the euro, we saw the euro index started to drop. Same principle, same concept, and we can see that the market is back to now test this very strong level over here. Now the market also printed an overextended W formation. After an overextended W formation, you normally expect a pullback to the left leg before the continuation to the downside. Here on the weekly time frame, very important structure that we have tested, so we could potentially see a pullback. On the daily time frame, what do we have now? Here from a daily perspective, the next recent structural level is located right around that level. Do I anticipate the market to go down to that level? Not really, but I would also say that it's very important, as we can see that the market is very bullish. Okay, the bulls are in control. What I would say you do is wait for the market to show some bearish price action first, potentially a sideways moving market, a break below that, then a continuation to the downside. Alternatively, you can always just start looking for selling opportunities on the lower time frame for the market to continue this move to the downside there as well. All of this is basically coming from a weekly perspective in terms of price action. I can also see we have a similar setup here where we got an overextended W formation, so we do expect the market to pull back there as well. Now we also know that there is potential rate hikes coming for the euro coming, I think, this week. Just have to make sure about that, but that will kind of just suffice to move there as well. Dow Jones climbing higher on the monthly time frame. What do we have now from a monthly perspective? Slightly more room to the upside, just for the market to go and test that level. We are now trading above this strong level of support, got broken, now potentially acting as resistance. However, this could be a good tool to sell back to. Now on the weekly time frame, once again we have a W formation. After a W formation, you expect the left leg to be completed equally with the right leg. From there, you expect to pull back to the neckline before that continuation to the upside. You're giving us a further confirmation that we can expect the USDX to continue slightly higher, pull back, and then continue pull lower and then pull back higher to complete this W formation at the neckline. That's all from my side. Please have a great weekend. Thank you for your time. Best of luck. And as always, cheers for years.